welcome. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Gosh, what a Sioux Falls welcome. That is really exciting. Thank you, Senator Thune. What an introduction and what a welcome. My goodness gracious. This gives me the sense that I probably did pretty well in this crowd when I ran for office, didn't I? Yeah. Well, it's an honor to be here with you. I appreciate your willingness to take time out of a busy day to listen to me and to listen to some other folks you care about and to be here for Mike Rounds. The campaign and this election is described in a lot of different ways. But the president described it, I think, pretty accurately. That's a little surprising, but I agree with him on this front because he said that even though he's not on the ballot this year, that his policies are. And that's the message that he took to the American people. And I think that's absolutely right. And he went on to say that he knows that some people are going to distance themselves from him in the election, but he knows that he can count on their vote in the Senate of the United States. And so you recognize that his policies are really what a lot of people are voting on. And then you ask yourself, okay, what are those policies? You begin by saying, well, a less than competent management of the federal government, whether it's the IRS or Health and Human Services or whether it's the Veterans Administration or the Centers for Disease Control. But then you look at some other policies, hesitancy and weakness abroad, hesitancy, weakness in our own military as we've shrunk our military capacity. And then, of course, you can take a look at Obamacare. You can be sure that if he's president, there's not going to be any reduction of Obamacare. It's going to continue to expand. By the way, he told you that the average family would have their health insurance premium drop by $2,500 a family. Anybody here seen that with Obamacare? No. Unfortunately, that's one of the policies that people will have to consider and decide whether they're going to vote for. And then, of course, there's immigration policy. The president isn't willing to tell us before the election what he plans to do. But I think you have an idea. He'll provide amnesty to all those who have come here illegally and presumably citizenship as well. And by the way, that's not good policy for the poor. When the president ran for office, he was all about helping the poor. And yet the poor compete with jobs for those people that have come here illegally. And the poor in this country haven't fared so well over the past 6 years. As a matter of fact, poverty, the number of people in poverty is at an all-time high in this country. He hasn't helped the poor, hasn't helped the minorities. And then, of course, the seniors are finding, and those that are on fixed incomes, that 0% interest on their bank deposits isn't exactly a great way to have a retirement. These have not been good times for the American people. And so if, in fact, people vote based upon the policies of President Barack Obama, I think they're going to find that President Obama and his friends go down in defeat, and instead a new direction is taken by America on this coming November 4th. Now I know that when you're running for office, you're not allowed to tell jokes. A senator here, he didn't tell any jokes, all right? And the reason is because you typically offend someone with a joke, and you get in trouble for that. But I'm not running, so I can tell a joke, and this is one on the president. He may be offended, that's okay. This was sent to me on the internet by a friend. And the idea is President Obama goes to a bank to cash a check. And he doesn't have his driver's license. So the teller says to him, gosh, you got to be able to prove who you are. He says, well, how can I do that without my license? And she said, well, the other day, Phil Mickelson, pro golfer, was in here. He didn't have his license, so he put a little cup on the ground, took a golf ball and a putter, and just putted right in that cup time and time again. We knew that was Phil Mickelson. We cashed his check. And then Andre Agassi, pro tennis player, was in here. He didn't have his driver's license. He put a little target on the wall, took a tennis ball, tennis racket, boom, hit the target time and again. We knew that must be Andre Agassi. We cashed his check. So, Mr. Obama, is there something you can do to prove who you are? And he said, I don't have a clue. And she said, well, would you like your bills in small or large denominations then, all right? Now, his policies haven't worked for the American people. They didn't get us back to work. They didn't get us the energy we needed from the Keystone Pipeline. They didn't deal with helping people get out of poverty. Income inequality he spoke about has gotten worse, not better. And around the world, we're not seen with the same respect we once were, and bad people have taken advantage of what they saw as American weakness and hesitancy. And so we need new direction. And that's what's going to be represented by having Mike Rounds in the U.S. Senate, because he's going to join some other Republicans, including yours, and we're going to make sure that pieces of legislation reach the president's desk. Some he will sign, some he may veto, but we're going to get a real new direction in this country. You're going to see energy policy with a Keystone Pipeline reach the president's desk. You're going to see immigration policy that secures our border first and makes sure that the people who come here at our request and are legal, and families are reunited as a result of transparent immigration policies. You're going to see as well us finally deal with issues of poverty, helping people get out of poverty and have a bright and prosperous future. It's what America is all about. We love this country. There's no place on earth like America. This is a critical time for the country. The American people, I hope, understand how important this is. In states across the country, I hope they do what happens right here, because I'm confident of this. Mike Rounds is the next United States Senator from South Dakota. My friend, a great governor, a great man, a great leader, Mike Rounds. Come on in, Mike.